B.I.G. Finally famous in this. Getting money. Good music, yeah.
It just worked out perfect.
Man, that's a real good question, man, because no, Kanye did work out perfect. But before I met Kanye, I did a rap battle. I used to battle rap, right? I was real popular. That's how I got a good relationship with this radio station where I met Kanye at. But anyway, they were doing this rap battle to where the prize was $10,000 and a record deal or a single deal from like Shady Music, like Shady, like Eminem and all them.
Yeah.
So DJ Who Kid came, everybody judged. I snuck in. I wasn't even old enough to participate in it, but I lied about my age. I got all the way to the final round and lost to like some dude, but I really thought I won, but I think the crowd was more on his side.
Yeah.
So I lost, but DJ Who Kid and them was like, man, we gonna keep in contact. Yo, we gonna, do this. And then obviously they didn't. But then after I got on with Kanye, I met Who Kid again, and it was all good. And Who Kid was like, man, I remember that battle, man. I was trying to hook it up, man, and they was, and I'm like, all right, Who Kid. Who Kid's my homie for life, man, so it's all good. But yeah, that actually did happen once. Tried to hook up with Shady, but the music was a perfect fit, man. I couldn't be happier, so everything works out for a reason.
I mean, when did you really get into rapping?
Man, I got into rapping when I was like, probably about like 11, 12. Old enough, like as soon as I started getting into girls, all the girls was like in love with like Puff Daddy and Mace and like all of them. So I got in it like solely for that reason at first. And then I had a natural talent for it because the school I went to was a performing arts school. It was a real artsy school, and they made us write our own poems like every day and recite them, and specialize in like music and drawing and stuff like that. So I had a good way of words. So I was kind of good at it, and I ended up falling in love with it, man, and doing my research, and ended up joining like 2 or 3 different rap groups, and that's how I got started, man. Yeah. 12. I used to rap about abstinence, not having sex, and not doing drugs. Then I had sex and did drugs, and got drugs.
I mean, I see you into fashion and shit. When did you get into the the Power Chains and?
Yeah, well, actually, way back, I signed to Def Jam. I'm an artist. First off, really had to build my buzz from the ground up. Like I started my own movement, even though I got signed solely off of talent and not buzz. So man, 2008, I had a lot of misconceptions. I thought, man, I'm signed, everything's good. I got my song ready, boom, 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 and the label wasn't moving, and I didn't understand why. And I'm like, yo, they like, man, you need to get more buzz. You need to turn it up. I'm like, man, what the hell are you talking about? If you guys just put me on TV or put a song on the radio, you will turn my buzz up. They're like, nah, man. But it was something I realized that, why would the label put my album out over a Rick Ross album, over a Jay-Z? I'm signed to Def Jam, and they got Rihanna, all these different people. And, it was then that I realized I had to start my own movement, man. I had to start my own buzz. I turned it up, and I started putting songs out through the blogs, built my own movement. Went from doing 10 shows, here and there with 100 people to doing sold-out shows around the country, 1,500, 2,000, and more, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. What was the question again? I forgot.
It's cool. I mean, you pretty much summed it up. But like I remember in all the like remix, you say everybody that's big got body. Who is your personal favorite big?
Man, probably Notorious Big. Big Pun too, man. I like Big Pun, Big L, Notorious, everybody, but Notorious Big was my favorite just because of like the swag he brought, and I feel like his flow was a blueprint for a lot of different flows in the game. And even if you still listen to it now, his songs still match up to like new stuff. So I gotta take my hat off to him, man. He was really one of the first rappers I was like obsessed over. Like I like love Big, man. Like Paul's No Homo. Like he was just the freshest to me. You know what I'm saying? So
Big was.
Yeah, that whole Bad Boy movement and Death Row movement. Both of those. Tupac was my homie too.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I got like a Rolex ring. Tupac used to have a Rolex ring. So, yeah.
I guess what I would ask is just what do we have to look forward to in the future as you keep getting out there? I mean, obviously you're on tour right now.
Yeah, no, my album comes out June 21st, man, and I really feel like it's gonna shock the world. It's gonna be a real good one. It really sums the story of a kid who you know, really followed his heart and did what he wanted to do in life, man. And, you know, it falls in and out of love, goes through domestic love, you know, the real stuff. Parties, messes up in life, gets high, off life, high of life.
That's right.
And, you know, stuff like that, man. And I just want to be, if it's one thing I want people to remember me for, it's like, you know, the kid who followed his heart, just did what he wanted to do, man. It was an advocate of that, so it's gonna be good. And No ID, who's a hip hop legend, is like the album producer, so he produced most of it. And you got Kanye, Pharrell, and all these people, so it's definitely not gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
What's up with the D glasses, though? Those hold a lot of significance?
Yeah, man. Where my Cartiers at? Let me see those, Mike. Shout out to Mike Brinkley, man. He's an OG in the game. He came in the game managing Nas and doing a lot of things like that. You know what I'm saying? I learned a lot from him. He's one of my mentors. But anyway, you know, the Cartier Buffalo Tusk. Tell me I look good in them. Do I?
Great.
All right, cool. Yeah, you know, it's if you ever go to Detroit, these are like the most popular glasses there. And you know, when you really like doing it, you ice out everything. So like I got everything iced out. And these are actually vintage buffs. Like they're old. And they kind of resemble the wood Cartiers, but they're not. They're Buffaloes. So people, I took them out on 106 and Park, and people were like, "Oh, you took the woods out?" And I'm like, "Nah, bitch. These are the Buffalo Tusks." So.
All right, guys. One more question.
I see the what's that? The Tahitian. That's you.
Teaser? Yeah. Yeah, that's my.
Are you in like sponsored or is this one of your?
Well, it's one of my homies, Taz Arnold, who owns it. You know what I'm saying? It's his company, but we're doing a collab like around my album time. And this is like part of the collab. It's all Detroit teams, and tees is usually different colors. Mine, the Big Sean edition, is all gold, and they'll be on sale, man. You know, very limited, very hard to find. It's gonna be dope, man. It's just something that's swagged up, swagged out, you know. Yeah.
Like I never had it at all.